You should not approach AI with a fear. This is going to replace me at any time.
Repeatedly doing same job or same work that can be possible replaced with automated.
If you are able to automate what you are doing, that's success for you.
It will be good for the organization, right?
That's right.
Where should the organizations draw the line between AI-driven decision, human judgment?
If you have a posh case, you can't expect AI to take that decision.
Correct.
You should know how you can use AI which can enhance your performance. Transparent to people why you have particular tools in place or why are we looking at this automation. That communication is really important.
Who will take the responsibility? Is it talking about HR leader or from the organization?
Always people say, no, HR has to take a strategic role. When we automate all of this, that is when we can take that strategic role.
Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 32, the Leaders Speak podcast. Today we have Shibna Ramla. She has more than 18 years experience in more into startup in the sense of gamification, tech or AI based company. And she worked with us as one of the founder member of HR. Like she has so much of experience in a tech based company. Her philosophy is a people first. When employee or people thrives, the business automatically going to thrive. And we talk about today more AI or how employee accountability or employee how to build employee trust. We talk about feedback, survey, communication, lot of things we discuss about related to HR and things. Let's dive in to the conversation with Shibna. Okay, hi Shibna, thank you so much for coming over here, the Leaders Speak podcast. Uh, let's begin your story. Like, let me understand where you born. Talk about your family, education.
Thank you so much, Basaraj, for having me here today. It's
Pleasure.
indeed a pleasure.
Thank you.
I've been watching a lot of your, videos, and they say that a lot of eminent leaders have been, attending your podcast, and I hope I'll be able to give in something which will be fruitful for leaders, in the industry and also for other people. So I'm Shibna. I've been in Bangalore for last more than 17, 18 years.
Great.
I come with around 18 years of experience in HR.
Okay.
The last 10 years have mostly been with startups. I think when the startup industry kind of started in Bangalore, that's when I started my work in startups. Basically, I'm a Malayali.
Oh.
Yeah. But still one of those who's not very good at speaking in Kannada, even though I've been here.
Okay. But if you learn, right?
Yeah. Like, I can very well understand, but
Okay.
when I speak in Kannada, people get confused. That's all.
Okay. Got
So
it.
I live here with my husband and my daughter. My roots are from Kerala. My father passed away 10 years back.
Okay,
It's my
okay.
mom, and I have a sister. She lives in Saudi. It's a small family. My daughter is going to 7th grade now.
Oh,
My husband works in IT.
okay, great.
Yeah, it has been an incredible journey for me.
Amazing. Education all done Kerala.
Yeah. So I did my master's in Bangalore,
Okay.
and after that I started working. So before
Master's in MBA, right?
yes.
Okay.
Before that also I was working. I
Mhm.
was working for companies like Accenture, Genpact.
Oh,
I started off with BPO operations.
okay.
Then I did my master's, and then I moved to HR.
Acha, okay, great.
Yeah.
Acha, this is normally asked questions for all my guests. It's very important for me to understand what made you to choose HR because for me it's like sales and marketing. Like I have something to talk about. That's why I choose an HR, sales and marketing. And everyone has a different story to talk
Right.
about and to share. What made you to choose HR? Why not any other profession? Like,
I did not come to HR by accident.
okay.
I wanted to be an HR.
Why?
So during my earlier career, when I could see that HR is this angel who comes to office,
Okay.
spread happiness, solve people problems. I was too young then, and I had this thought, maybe this is something that I can excel at.
Okay.
When I was in school days, I wanted to do journalism.
Oh.
That did not happen, and then I thought HR is something maybe I can do better because I can connect well with people.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I did my post graduation full time, and then thought this is something that I should. pursuing my own.
But you started with your career in almost all startups only, right?
Yes. I did work with few companies before that, but startups was giving me more learning. It was more in startups. What happens is you can't really specialize in one area, right? You have to do everything.
Correct.
You have to be the admin, you have to be the manager, you have to be the head, everything. So I got to learn a lot.
Okay.
And in startups also, I was always the founding member in all the startups that I worked for.
Okay.
So it, when you walk out of that startup, you can see that, okay, this is the company that, I have built. So that was giving me probably that kick to kind of work in startups for longer. Yeah.
Okay, great. I think when you talk about more of startups, like now there is a lot of buzz happening about AI, right?
Right.
Okay. And as you know that AI is rapidly growing in HR. Okay. When it comes to from hiring to performance tracking, what excites you the most, and what concerns you in the most when it comes to AI?
Yeah, so we are in a period where we can't say that AI will not. You can't say that I don't want to know what is happening in AI. We are in that phase. We should know what is happening. We should have the inquisitiveness to learn what is going around. You should not approach AI with a fear that if is this going to replace me at any time.
Okay.
But you should know how you can use AI, which can enhance your performance. Okay. For people who have worked with me, I have always told them, understand what is happening in the market, understand the tools that are there in the market. See if whatever you are doing, if you are able to automate that particular process, you may not be able to do it for the entire organization, but at least if you are able to automate what you are doing, that's success for you.
Correct.
Okay. And I always motivate my team members to kind of work on AI projects, which will actually help them in their growth. They should not think about a particular organization. They should think about what can they take away from AI. We cannot say that, I want to know HR is never going to be replaced through AI. I will never say that. We should always look at what best can be automated through AI, so that people say, HR has to take a strategic role. When we automate all of this, that is when we can take a strategic role. So
got it.
You can't close your eyes towards that.
You mean to say that if the person repeatedly doing same job or same work, that can be possible replaced with automated, it will be good for the organization, right?
That's right.
And
it's going to be a time saver.
Okay.
You can probably put in that time for more constructive work.
Okay.
And there is nobody nowadays prepare reports by themselves. If you can prepare it through AI, that's going to save a lot of time.
Correct.
And you can look at what else can you do in your particular function. Like, for example, in the companies that I worked for, I've always told them that look at something that can actually minimize this work that you're doing, so that, you can look at work towards something more fruitful. So we worked on, looking at AI tools that will help you to do more of recruitment, resume screening, making sure that we have systems in place where, if you put a query, the employee query can be easily answered by AI, not a person. Making sure that we have things in place where HR intervention is not required. Okay. Like if somebody wants to know about a policy, we have it. We can get that done through AI. We don't need a person to go and explain, where this policy is lying. Okay. And so recruitment, and people can have their own dashboards to look at, what kind of reports they want to see. But it's very important that you clean the data before putting it on AI. If you don't have a clear data, and if you're not sure what you want, then using AI is not very fruitful. You should have your data sanity should be kept. It should be clean data. Then you put it across, and then you get the results. Yeah. Okay, it's very important, right? Yeah. Right. Got it. Okay, then
My next question will be that where should the organization draw the line between AI-driven decision and human judgment?
Maybe, see,
You
I'm
can just
somebody.
elaborate. You can give some like what you need in your experience. Like.
Yeah, so um, maybe I'm actually in the organizations that I worked, I was always the posh head.
Okay.
So if you have a posh case, you can't expect AI to take that decision.
Correct. Okay.
You would need, human interference in that. Similarly, so many other things, if you have bad data, AI will anyways give you some output out of that bad data.
Correct.
But it is your duty to look at it, whether it is the actual thing that you really want to bring into the system. And we should not scare people. People should not think that, okay, this particular tool is here to replace me. They should be taken into confidence that this particular tool here is to help you so that you can work on XYZ.
Okay. Mhm.
That should be the concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And communication is very important. Communication and being transparent to people why you have particular tools in place or why are we looking at this automation. That communication is really important. When you think that, you can just bring in something without even having a transparent communication with the team, that's going to scare them. People are already scared.
Correct. Definitely. I know.
Yeah.
that.
And people, organizations who think that, okay, if I introduce this particular tool, I can get done with these many resources, they will fail. You will have to look at it in this way. If I bring in this tool, I will be able to get more productivity from that particular team member in several other aspects. That should be the thought. If you look at replacing people through AI, I think you will definitely fail. You will have to look at the bigger picture.
Okay. Got it.
This is the same thing that happened when computers also came in, right? We
right,
thought,
okay.
oh, yeah, so many, jobs are going to go. People will not have jobs. Definitely jobs did go, whichever was manual and, which could be handled by computer was gone. But then there were new jobs that were created.
Okay. Got it.
It has to be the same thought process. With AI, we have to give people the confidence. See, these are the other things that you can do. This is how you can enhance. This is the roadmap for you. This is what you can do. And especially in HR.
Okay.
HR is still, being thought, we are those people who does engagement, rangoli, all of that. It is high time that we sit on those chairs with the business and discuss strategy.
That's very important for the organization growth,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you need to be very transparent with the communication with the team, right? Okay. Who will take the responsibility? Is it like talking about HR leader or from the organization who's the head of the organization?
It's always a top-down approach for me, if
Okay.
you ask me. It has to come from the org leader.
Why you top from the bottom? Like why not HR has to take an initiative?
See, HR can pitch in, but the HR is not the person who would actually have a regular interaction with the team. So it's basically the middle managers, the team leads, and the org head who will have to give people the confidence that this is why we are doing this. And you should always take feedback. You should always take feedback. You should not introduce something just because you think that this is going to help. Always communication and taking feedback also will give you results.
It means the top to bottom is the
Top
idea.
down, yes.
Maybe head of the organization or founder of the company. Okay.
Yeah.
That's give more confidence to the down the line people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I agree on that. Like there are a lot of layoffs are happening because of AI, right? And it's very, very, what do you call, the environment is not so good when it's come to employee things because we know so many things happening in the society. Is it because of AI that layoff is happening or because of the employees not able to upskill or is they not able to cope up the new trend what is happening in the market?
There are two sides to it, Basraj. It could be that people are still scared to, adapt to what is changing. And that could be the roadblocker.
Okay.
Plus, I also think organizations also, I'm not really sure, they think, okay, there's this AI way, we need to get done with so many people. That thought process is also there. I'm not really sure if it is all well thought decisions, but it's always both sides. People are still very reluctant to adapt to what is happening. Any kind of change is difficult, right? So there's a reluctancy from the employee side. Plus the employers also, I think it's they are looking at it only from this angle that okay, we have these systems in place, let's get done with all of these people who were doing all of that work.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you should approach that.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, how can companies ensure AI in HR is fair and unbiased?
See, anything that you do, you have to look at what do you want as the end result.
You mean to say end goal? Yeah.
End goal. What is your end goal? If your end goal is to get done with people, your thought process also will be towards that.
Can you give some example that we can understand better?
Yeah.
Anything related to yours? Anything?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a performance or tracking or something like that. Engagement, anything you
Yeah. So maybe I was in gaming for a long time.
Okay,
Maybe
right.
I can just give
Yeah,
that example.
to just understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see the developers that we have in gaming, you may not be able to get any performance from them for months together.
Okay.
It takes for them a long time to develop a game.
Okay.
But through AI, if you come to a conclusion that this particular person has been doing nothing for so many months together, and you decide to get done with that particular developer, your game will fail.
Correct.
So you will have to look at what is the developer doing with AI, which is helping him to develop that game.
Enhance the productivity, basically.
Exactly.
That's very important.
That's very important. So in gaming, you will never get somebody's results quickly. It's going to take years together.
100%. Yeah.
So it's that process that has to come in. And then we always have to think that you have to be an AI first organization.
Okay.
You will have to be very clear that there's so many things happening in the industry. Our people should know what is happening in that industry, and we should give support to people. As in, you should have tools in place. You should have ChatGPT in place. You should have Claude in place. You should have Gemini in place. You should give them those resources so that they can learn and adapt. You can't blindly say that, this is happening, you have not upskilled. You have to give them the resources. You have to train them. There should be workshops. There should be L&D workshops, which is around AI. You do all of that and still people are not able to use it, then there is a problem. But without giving anything, we cannot decide.
That's what is very important to have an end goal first. Then you can work in a back end.
Exactly. And you should empower people to use it, right? You should tell them that this is going to be beneficial for the organization. This is the pace at which the other companies are looking at things. It's a rat race. You can't be slow. You've got to be really fast. And then, especially in gaming, if you are not fast, you're
gone.
You're dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're dead. Maybe in India, the ecosystem is not that well developed. But then, if you don't do something fast, it's gone.
Okay.
So for us, it's for those kind of organizations, it's very important. It's very important that we, empower our people with the tools, with training that is required.
Got it.
We have to get support from outside. We have to make sure that, see, that in AI also, now when we talk about AI, people always talk about only ChatGPT.
Correct.
They put things on ChatGPT. Okay, I can get this, and it is just not that.
It's a basic one, right?
Even prompting on ChatGPT is a skill that has to be trained.
Oh, correct.
If you don't put the prompt correctly, you are not going to get anything.
The result, yeah, correct.
And even on Claude, you can do your projects, you can co-work, you can code. There are 2-3 things that you can do. You can work on big development projects itself on Claude. But if people don't know how to use it, if people still end up using Claude as ChatGPT, it will not help them. So who is going to teach them? Somebody has to teach. Okay, this is how you have to use Claude. So in my previous organizations, I've always made sure people who are using these tools extensively, because sometimes when we go out in the market also, there are not many trainers who can train on these new skills. So I pick up people from the organization who then takes these sessions for the employees.
Okay.
They will open a particular projects. They will tell, okay, this is how you can, prompt. This is what you can do.
Okay.
So we have to find those key people from inside the organization who can help the entire org.
Okay.
So these can be SMEs from different departments who can actually be leads for these kind of activities that we can do.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But saying that, okay, the employee who not able to scope up the skills or not able to upskills his things, what is happening in the market, only those people be lay off, or only those people to ask to go. What exactly happened? Because this is my personal opinion. Okay, let's say if you take 100 employee size of the company, let's say startup. According to me, the 80% of the employee are all skilled people. Okay, only maybe 20% like human resource or admin or these are like management kind of things. But when 80% of the people will be there, but I think they are capable of upskilling themselves. They know what is happening in the market, but still people losing job. Why? Because as I know, AI is giving I heard like, okay, instead of 5 people job, the AI can do 1 person. If you say that's true, that's why the people are
I
laying
agree.
off. Or
No, so people, I don't know. Now there is content everywhere, Basraj. If I want to learn about something, I can get a quick 5-minute video on YouTube, which will help me to learn that.
correct, yeah,
So people restricting themselves, I don't think people are doing that now. They think that they know everything. In fact, I've been with startups, so that probably that's why I can connect more. People think that, why are you giving this training? Why are you giving this particular training? I can just get this done, learn this through YouTube. They don't want to invest time also. They think it is there. I have ready material available on all of these, there is course materials on Udemy, Coursera, YouTube. The influencers are teaching everything nowadays. So people have to change that mindset. They have to be very curious. See, I'm 39 years old. I still think that, if I don't know what is happening around me, I'll be outdated. Somebody is going to come and replace you if you are not doing your thing. And that is there at all levels. We should not think that it is only for the junior, mid-level. No. Even if you are an HR person with 20 odd years of experience, if you don't upskill, you're out. And that is there nowadays. People are hiring junior people for senior people.
oh,
Yeah, they make sure that if you don't upskill, you're out. That will always happen. We are not in a environment where we can sit back and relax thinking, oh, have so many experience. I've worked with so many industries. It's a done job for me. No, it's never done. It's never done. Every day you have to keep learning. You have to upskill. If you don't know something, find out. And nobody is going to actually come and feed it to you. It's self-learning. That self-learning is very important. Your organization may not say, this is a skill that you lack. You will have to upskill there. No, you have to identify that and you have to do it on your own.
are we at a risk of becoming a data driven, but people disconnecting organization?
No, never. See, data is very important. You need data. without data, you cannot come to any conclusion for anything that you do. But when when we require a human emotion to be for available for a particular job, it is required. Just like I said, if there is a Porsche case, you can't say that, okay, this is the data, but you definitely need that human to be there and solve that thing.
Yeah. It should be both balanced, right?
Yeah, there has to be a balance.
But data driven also is very important for the organization.
Data is very, very, now it is not difficult to get it. We should use AI to make sure that we have enough relevant data and you can talk sense when you are talking to somebody, but bring in the human element to it. Bring in the human element. Okay, this is what the data shows. Probably this is something that we can do. This is the approach we can take.
Okay. Yeah, because I worked with HR. It's been like 27 years with HR people. I know how they used to do earlier. Like there's more personalized thing, personal touch with the employee. Now that is going away. Like that's what I felt. Maybe you need to understand.
There has to be a balance. Yeah.
That's very.
So, Baskuraj, in our company, in the companies that I worked also, we have tools in place, but then we also make sure that people are connected. You know, there is an HR person who is available for them to come and talk to and figure out things. You know, whenever we onboard somebody, we make sure that that person gets a welcome on WhatsApp. It feels very personal and, you know, customized for that particular employee, right? You know, it's like a very warm welcome. So we do all of that. You know, we welcome, we make sure that, you know, when they come to office, there is somebody who is greeting you. We make sure that you get introduced to everybody, not just your, you know, orientation decks. We try and make it very personal. And then we should, all, you know, I always make sure that, you know, the people have, you know, leadership connects with top management, you know, where you talk to the CEO, where you understand from CEO, you know, what is his vision, what is his values, what is the company values, so that, you know, the CEO doesn't look like, you know, this person far away, not approachable, not available. We try to do all of that through the human connects that we can bring in.
Now, how you do the employee experience or employee engagement? Because there's a lot of AIs coming. How you would balance that one in organization?
See, employee engagement.
From the day one he joining, the last day of the
that employee experience, I think it still needs a lot of human
okay, that's what AI can't do anything on that, right?
Yeah, AI can still.
You can add some more feature to that, then they can give more.
Yeah, so if, for example, if we need, you know, some data from the employee, that can be done through AI, where, you know, the HR don't have to go and ask. You will have systems where they can just enter the data, and from that we take it and extract that data and give it to the different tools that we require internally. That can be done. But, you know, the welcome, the whole, it starts from the time that the candidate gets interviewed. Right? You know, like how transparent were we? Does the candidate know which round are they at? When will their final interviews happen? And once we release the offer also. So we have an ATS too. We have ATS systems which will give them updates on, okay, your first round of interview is done. Now the second round will be scheduled on so and so date. It's there, but we still have recruiters who would call them and, you know, make sure that they are active. We tell them that, you know, this role is something that's, you know, important, and you know, the process is ongoing. It's not just the computer telling or the systems telling that update. It's somebody human also giving that update, you know. So that's how we try to balance it out. Now, there are a lot of tools which can actually do the AI interviews, the first round of video interviews.
Okay.
And a lot of candidates do not want to give such interviews because they are not sure how the AI is going to assess them.
Okay.
So your one candidate could be the candidate who might have, you know, maybe he was the best hire who never applied to the particular job. People don't want to give such interviews. People still want, they're still very reluctant, not sure how is it going to assess, what kind of questions will be thrown. I don't have a human sitting opposite to me. Is it going to be easy? But there are tools like that. You can get AI interviews done. You can do your shortlisting. But on shortlisting and all, it is beneficial because if you have a particular role, you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 applications coming. It's difficult for the recruiter to review all of that. So when you have AI, it will help you to shortlist those profiles with the skill sets that we require for the job. There it makes it easy. But if you ask me, do I want to make it an AI interview for the first round of interview? I would still say no.
Okay. Mhm.
In fact, in the companies that I worked, even though an online interview is possible, I'll ask the candidate to come in if the candidate is in Bangalore.
Yeah. In person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somewhere deep down as an HR, I also want that human connect to happen.
That's correct.
Use it for the things that is more time consuming for you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay. Could you please share a real example of where AI is improved or harmed for the employee experience?
Harm, to be very frank, I have not asked anybody to leave because I have an AI in place. So me personally, I don't believe in that thought process. So I've never done that.
Okay.
But it happens in organizations, to be frank. But let me talk about the team that I worked with in my previous organization, where I told them, okay, under recruitment, let us look at these things that's going to help to make your job more easier. I asked them to give me a list of 5 things which they think can be enhanced through AI, which will help them to devote more time to something more constructive.
Okay.
Similarly, in operations, I asked them, okay, what are the different things that you can do through AI, which is going to help save time for you. I told them, ask you for a report. Please don't sit on that report for 10, 15 days. You should be able to do that in 10 minutes through AI. All that I tell them is clean your data and give it to AI. AI is going to give it to you. So I have had systems in place in recruitment, in operations, which are success stories. Like we made sure that we had an AI in place which would actually help to shortlist the profiles using keywords.
Okay.
But all of this would require, a lot of approvals from higher management if you want to do this org wide. There are some projects which were successful and which, even the company said, okay, let's go ahead and do it org wide. But there are certain things in which, you may not get a yes. My only answer to them has been, it's fine. Let it work only on your system. That's going to make your work easy, right? Forget the larger picture. Is it going to help you? Is it going to make your work easy? Explore. Do it. And I've had success stories. I've had success stories where people have created dashboards in recruitment. People have created, employee portals. Yeah, from which they can retrieve data and they don't have to go and ask employee all the time. All of these things we have done. And these are all success stories. I have never, asked anybody to leave because I have something in place and, I don't need. I will always look at options that person can do, which will be more value add for the organization. And that's, you should not look at things from a short term, look at it from a larger picture. Like 5 years, 10 years down the lane, probably this is something that we can focus on rather than doing this.
Great.
Not sure if I confused you.
Yeah, no. We talk about a lot of AI. That's really good because to understand how it works in HR, it's very
You
important
have to be friends with AI,
you know.
no doubt. No doubt. You can't say no, I don't know. Like all our public sector, when we still go to banks, when we still go to government offices, they are still in their paper pen model.
World has changed. Like
And it is just slowing them down.
correct. very important tool. As you mentioned, not only chat GPT, there's a multiple things are available. We need to understand which is going
ChatGPT
to.
also, people still use it only to write better emails.
Oh, that's it. Hmm.
But that's not how you should use it.
As you mentioned rightly, that prompt, it's very important. Like, that's very, very important. We
Yeah.
should learn how to put a proper prompt. That's very
Yeah.
important.
And we should give this, see, if you want to invest on people, you should invest in all of these things. Probably taking them on a, annual getaway, throw in a lot of money, they're just gonna experience it that for that one day and they're done. Instead of that, invest on things like this, which will actually help. And companies are doing it. Companies are doing it.
Okay.
They are giving, in my previous organizations, we have given ChatGPT, we have given Claude, we have given Gemini. They just have to raise a ticket and ask whatever they want to, and it is available.
Wow.
And I think it's there in all tech companies also. They are giving the resources required for that. That's how people will excel.
Okay.
Otherwise, you don't give anything. They are stuck in their job. They have to do 8 hour, 9 hour of work, and then you ask them to explore something, pay from their pocket and explore. I don't know how feasible that would be. And I know people who actually, for upskilling, they actually pay money from their pocket and use all of this.
Yeah, correct.
So that inquisitiveness has to be there.
That's very good.
So
The intention, the intent.
yeah.
That's
So,
very-
any vendor, anything new that is in the market, when they approach me, it may not be useful for me that particular time, but I still take a demo and understand what is it that they have built.
Wow.
Maybe the company will not have money to, approve that immediately, but you should know what are the problems that, companies are solving currently. You have your systems in place, you have your HRMS, you have everything, you have your ATS, everything you have. But still you have to go and see what else is there in the market.
That's very important. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Shibna. Like, you shared a lot of inputs about AI. Let understand, like, now when come to organization employee trust, right? Nowadays, what is happening? Trust is becoming a major issue in organization today. Why employee trust declining?
It starts with, I think, people say that, the culture of the organization is built because of the people in the organization.
Okay.
Okay. Starting from your vision, what is your value? How well are you communicating with employees? Are your policies transparent? Suppose if you're taking a survey, we get a lot of feedback from employees. Are we taking any action on those feedback? It could be good, bad.
Okay.
If there are some suggestions, are we looking at those minute suggestions? Are you going to the reviews on Glassdoor and looking at, okay, this is something that we lack? These are all small hints to organizations. If some feedback you receive, what is the action that you have done? That really matters. And people look, they give time, they invest time, and they give a survey. They will check, has the HR taken any action about that? They will look into it. That's very important. You ask some employee to leave the organization. How was the exit handled? Was it handled in a very respectful manner?
Okay.
Was the employee happy, when they, probably they made that decision, or you made that decision to ask them to leave? That's a messaging that you are sending across to people who are there in the organization.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens is all of the key decisions just happens between few people in the organization, and it's just not transparent. Employees are not aware what is happening. You don't handle the exits in a good way. People start doubting. They have trust issues. You do surveys, you make sure that, if there is something, you communicate saying that, okay, this is something that we have received and the company will look into it. Otherwise, what will happen is people will not, they will, nowadays, people don't want to invest on time, invest their time on anything which is not going to give any benefits.
Okay.
They will just look for something else and leave. That's what happens. So that time period is very important. You make sure that starting from the time the employee joins the organization till the time the employee leaves the organization, it is an experience that you have to get them. See, sometimes organizations have to take tough decisions. We may have to ask somebody to go. There could be a business reason. But how well you handled it, that's very important. If you have given, if you have treated people respectfully, nobody is going to go and write on Glassdoor about anything.
Correct.
Sometimes people are not happy with benefits. They might say, oh, this really sucks. There is no flexibility in the organization. There are no benefits like the other companies that they give. We don't have those benefits. If it is not possible to do that, we should tell that, we heard you. We did hear you. We understand what you want. But is it possible? Is it a business decision that we can take at the moment? That's something that you should communicate. People should not feel that the organization is run by 2-3 people. The organization can run beautifully when it is a team. When I say a team, it is the entire org.
Okay. Got it. You mean to say that it's very important to be more transparent in the organization?
Yeah.
And survey.
Yeah.
Those two.
Any policies you introduce, any communications that is sent across, let it be about your performance review. Let it be about how the company performed. Let it be, your strategy to give so and so much money as bonuses for your employees. There should be a communication on why it was structured this way this time, or what was the philosophy of the organization.
That helps to build.
Yeah, sometimes what happens is, monthly there is, there will be monthly or maybe quarterly town halls that happen. The leadership might come and say something and it ends there. There could be grievances that employees might have raised. Nobody look into that. These are all the things that affect the experience, and people lose trust.
Okay.
They should feel that they are part of the organization. You remember older times when people used to work in companies for, years together.
Okay.
Like when I talk to my, my parents or my relatives, for them changing companies in 2-3 years is something that's strange. Why? The first thing that they will ask is, why are you changing? What is the problem? Then, we get to hear, oh, they don't give this benefit. It's not flexible. Nothing is there. So they will not break their head and say, okay, fine, let me just wait it out and see. No, somebody else gives that, they're going to go.
Correct.
They are going to go.
That's true. Great. Okay. And then my next question, can transparency alone build a trust, or does it require something deeper?
It requires deeper, but transparency will be a major fact that can build trust. If they know why an organization is taking that approach, they would think that, okay, at least it is communicated to us. That's a building stone for you. You may have to deep dive into it, but the communication will actually set that very clear expectations on why is it being done this way. That will help. It's a building stone.
But don't you think that's going to be misused by employees if you have too much transparent in the organization?
See, when it is something that is related to them, isn't it then right also to know what is it that you are doing? And you don't have to publish your revenue reports or your P&Ls. That's not what I'm asking to do. But for example, if you are going to bring in a tool, you have to tell them that we are going to introduce this one and this is the reason. They should not think that, okay, this is something that is brought to chuck me out of the job.
Okay.
That will help.
Yeah.
That will help. I think that's a building stone,
You mean to say that when it's related to the employee work related,
Yeah.
those to be very transparent.
Yeah, let it be goal setting.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
example, you have your goal settings that you do in the starting of the year.
Yeah, financial year, yeah.
Yeah, you have to very clearly define what the goals are for the employee towards, and then you should make sure that you give feedback to them. Tell them, I think this is what is going wrong. You have to pick up on this particular aspect. This goal is something under which you will have to look at all of these KRAs. It has to be very clear to them. You can't tell towards the end of the year, you know what, you did not perform in this. That's very wrong that you do. Sometimes companies, people don't have so much time to invest, but you will have to, the managers will have to dedicate time for that. You have to sit with your team, give them feedback, what they can do. And you can't give it that 12-month stretch and say that, you know what, this was your goal, but the goal changed in between. There was a company direction change. It changed in between. I forgot to communicate to you. You can't be that irresponsible.
Wow. Great. And you mentioned survey and feedback, right? To understand me, like normally, how much the time that survey is it like yearly once or 2-3 years once or maybe 6 months?
That difference on
Depends on the
yeah,
okay.
it depends on the
What do you
different
need to
parameters.
take a face
Exactly.
survey?
Exactly. So if it is simply about the food that we want to know, it could be as simple as that. Whether people are happy with the food that we serve in office. It could be about how the entire performance appraisal system is done. Are they happy about how it is structured? So there are different parameters. It can't be only I can't define that starting of Q1 I'm going to send this survey, Q2 I'm going to send this survey. It's not like that. It's basically you looking at what are you introducing in the system, how people are responding to that, and what is the feedback that you require from employees, and how can you change it. For example, if you're doing an annual getaway for employees, okay, annual outing, company would have a direction that we want to tell employees that how the last year has been and what is our approach for the next year. Got it. Okay, that is what the company wants to do. And you will have different things that you chart out for employees. You will also look at engagement. You will make sure that there's team building activities will be there, everything we do. And after the event is over, you send in a survey on different aspects, checking, are the employees clear about, how the vision was and what is the thought process for next year. We bring in all of that aspects. We might even ask them questions about, how was your overall experience at the, venue? Was the food good? Was the entire flow of events good? What else do you think can we do next year? So these are different um, feedback that we can get, and it can be used for different things the next year. Okay. Yeah. To get the information from these people. Exactly. Okay. So people might say that, we want a longer session with leadership to understand, what is the company direction towards. Okay. Whereas as HRs, we might have kept it very limited. If people want more, maybe you should actually have a more structured approach the next year and give it more time only for that brainstorming and keep the team building initiatives little lesser. These are things that we can think through and improve. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think I got it. Almost like okay. Now, for example, let's say when it comes to communications, what role does communication play in building trust during uncertain times? You mentioned like it's very important, right? But before somebody else telling it to your employees, the leadership should say that to them. Otherwise, you might have heard about Chinese whisper. It just
It
the whole
something
verbatim only changes. Maybe that is not what leadership is even thinking. So before anybody else goes and give it, you should communicate. That's exactly what we did during COVID times, right?
Yeah.
We made sure that people are aware of whatever they require, anything they require. What is the company? What is the company thinking? Everything we made sure that we communicated, and that too when we were not working from office. All of us were working remotely.
Correct.
But we did it so beautifully. People, in fact, spend more time working during that time, and they were more dedicated.
Correct.
Without, that's what happens, right? When you work from home, you actually end up spending more time at work.
But people think in other way,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we did a lot of communication around that time, right? And let it be employee well-being, employee health, how we structure the performance reviews during that time. What is the company doing? Are we making revenues? Everything we communicated so beautifully. That's very important. I think post-COVID only there was a lot of importance about mental well-being.
Correct. Yeah, people start focusing more on health,
Yeah.
more well-being, and eating mindful things. Like that's very, very.
Post-COVID, there has been a
Change.
wave,
Correct.
in organizations to do things only for employee mental well-being. In fact, in the organizations that I worked, we actually had therapists who would sit in our office. That whole myth about, um, you approaching a therapist in office is not something that would be looked in the right way. That has to change. We all have been there at some point of our life. And I think all of us still struggle with mental well-being.
Right.
So making sure that people know who is available, whom can I reach out to. So I used to send in, I used to tell people that please send in posters on the Slack channel so that people know that this person has come and they can go and approach. They know, okay, this is somebody I can reach out to. Similarly, let it be for anything for that matter. We are changing, our performance, our goal setting style. Probably you're moving from more towards an OKR style. But telling employees, what is your organization's OKR? What is going to be your department's OKR? What is going to be your team's OKR? And then it comes to what is going to be your OKR. Then it's very clear, right? That always helps. Does it not help us in our personal relationships?
100%. Yeah.
Sometimes people end up just sending messages to each other. We don't know what the other person is understanding.
Right.
But, sometimes just calling that person and just telling them this is what I feel makes it so easy.
I absolutely agree on that because, like, I normally don't text messages on a birthday. I just call them because this is something I feel good about myself to talk to the people.
Yeah.
I know it's easy to send a text.
I know.
Happy birthday, like that.
I know.
But make sure take a call.
Yeah.
Make sure that the person is very special on the day.
Yes.
That's very, very important. Like that makes huge difference. Like that, how you communicate.
Sometimes people are not comfortable. They prefer having it online. They might say, oh, why is this person coming to me? But it's very important for you to understand, what does the Janta wants? So I have, developers who just sit next to each other and they would still send messages to each other rather than having a word with them. But they are comfortable that way. So I'll never poke them to do it the other way.
Okay.
You're happy with that? Let's do it this way.
That's...
And not everybody is comfortable at coming and attending a team building activity. They would prefer not attending. There's so much that the HR can do to make them attend, but then we should not push it so hard.
But how you motivate them to take a part?
So I bring in elements
Okay.
which will be of interest for them.
Okay.
I will probably see if
The
I can.
purpose of doing activities to be all
Yeah.
involvement, right?
Yeah.
That to build a team building
Yeah. So
activities that build a trust or
correct.
getting
Correct.
more communication within the
Correct.
team. That's the
Correct.
main purpose of doing that activities.
Yeah. So sometimes they know the HR in and out, and they would think, okay, what is Shibna going to do? She's going to do some activity. So I'll make sure that I'll bring in somebody else.
Okay.
So that there's element of excitement.
Okay. Right.
And maybe I'll bring in some gamification or something through which they can connect better. You should look at those elements. And working with Gen Zs and all nowadays, whatever was exciting for you may not be exciting for them.
Correct.
So all of your surveys will give you a lot of data to what to improve on.
Correct.
Only because you have so many tasks on your list, you should not just push it to people. Push the right things which is of value add for them and also for you. That's what I strongly believe in.
Great.
Sometimes HR works on only those tasks. Like, no, I have to do this Diwali thing today. This is on my agenda. It's okay if you don't have to do it that week. You can do it a little later, but do it when there are people involved. Don't just do it for the sake of doing.
Great.
That's very important.
Yeah. What one small but powerful action leader can take it up when to rebuild trust quickly?
It depends. See, now to rebuild that trust, you will have to look at what is the cost of rebuilding the trust.
Okay.
If it is some small elements which is not very heavy on the pocket for the organization, you can do. Mm-hmm. But if you're not having those conversations with your people, please start having those conversations. Mm-hmm. Don't make people think that, they will have to write an email to you, wait for you to look into that email. Give the people to come to your desk and ask for help if they need. There's always this general talk that HRs are never, you should never be friendly with an HR. They're always on the management side. But people believe like that. And to an extent, it is there. We are like, we have to balance both.
The strategic partner.
Yeah. But me as an HR, I don't think I believe in being, not being available to people and creating that fear. I'm somebody who's very approachable. I am there for people if they need me. And they don't have to check if my calendar is free. They can actually walk up to my desk and call me for a meeting if it is something that they really want me to look into. If somebody is going through a mental breakdown, I reach out to them. I know that something has happened in the family or they are going through a tough time. Their performance reviews are not great. Somebody is on PIP. I sit with them. I invest time. I'll see if there's something that I can do as an HR to change it. But I have my own limitations. It's more of a responsibility of that person's manager. HR can't do all of that. I can be a helping hand. I can tell the manager, maybe you should structure it this way so that it becomes easy for this person to improve. But I'll not be able to sit in all those meetings that they do, right? I think more like a, as the word says, human resources, I think more like a human. When I walk out of any organization, people should remember me for few values, which I strongly believe in. And that's win for me.
Right. And again, it depends on the individuals, right? Like
yeah, it depends on the
individuals, like how you want to build your thing.
Yeah. Some people don't want to come. They still prefer writing emails. Okay, Shibna, you respond to this mail, that's well and good. I will definitely do that. But if people need somebody to listen to, I'm available for that either. And that's irrespective of what level are they into. It may not be of, it may not require my immediate attention either. But then if the employee feels that, Shibna, we need to have a chat with you, I'm there for them.
Okay.
And it's very important that what the organization wants and you kind of convey to them in a way that they also understand. When we don't convey, when you don't communicate, you just believe in sending out emails and just get some documents signed from people, you are failing. Nobody becomes a rebel when you treat them with respect, when you communicate, when you tell, this is why we are doing this. Sometimes bigger organizations won't have this kind of time, where there's so many people to look into. But that, I think we should come out of that system where people think that HR is only for business. HR is also there for employees. We bring in policies, we bring in benefit programs, we do things for employees. But still,
They think.
People are hesitant. People think that you should never be friends with an HR.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. People think twice before addressing a grievance to the HR.
Oh.
Yeah, because they never know, right? Whether the HR is going to go and tell the, management. So that's what we have to balance it. And, you can't say that I'm not here for management. Obviously, we are here for management
Definitely.
also. It's a balance.
Yeah. You work on a balance. Okay.
But it's high time that we should also think as humans for all the humans that exist in this world.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are so, tired and exhausted that we don't want to lend our ears to anybody.
Yeah.
We should do that. In fact, I started learning psychology recently.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. People say, oh my God, HR and psychology, difficult, that's a difficult combination. But I want to deep dive into it. I want to know, like, how else I can be of help.
Yeah. That definitely going to help, right? To understand.
Hopefully.
It will.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about now accountability. Okay. And we talk a lot about accountability for employees. Okay. But what about leaders? And what does true leadership accountability looks like?
Truly, see, when you have a person joining your team, that person's somewhere shaping that person's career is in the leader's hand. Okay. You can either make it or break it. Yeah.
Got it.
I've worked with excellent leaders who were mentors to me.
Okay.
Telling me that, making sure that they understand what are my skill sets, understanding where are my, what are my weaknesses and where I can improve. That has always helped me in my journey. So when an employee joins in your team, how that person's career, personality gets shaped, you definitely have an involvement in that.
There's a leadership role.
And you should lead by example. You should practice what you preach.
Okay.
Don't just give gyan and do something else. Be that leader who shows them that, okay, things can be done this way. This is what I believe in. And they should be able to have respect for you. If they don't respect you as a leader, you fail. So, making sure that the employee's journey is carved out beautifully is in your hands. If you don't have that kind of time, Make sure that you assign people within the team who can help them in that. Like, when juniors join, we always make sure that there is a mentor mentee program that is running so that they can understand, okay, these are the things that I have to work on. If you don't have time to invest, but you still can't run away. It is still, you can't say that, okay, this person is so hesitant, he's not doing, he is not performing. Whatever I do, he is not performing. I've seen leaders when they put, when you put employees in PIP, right?
Okay.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you put an employee in PIP? You are going to, the person is going to find, their employee knows that they're going to lose their job and they're going to find something and leave.
Correct.
That's what happens generally. But it is not what you should be doing. When you put somebody on PIP also, it is a huge responsibility on you to make sure that you give them those goals, direct them towards how they have to achieve those goals, and tell them what is that they are bringing as a value add to the organization. That is not happening nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately when an employee is on PIP, the employee panics. The employee leaves the organization. They look for something and they leave because they think that nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to invest more time on you. But leaders should start looking at it from a different angle. So, sometimes these processes are followed because there are processes. You can't chuck somebody out immediately.
Okay.
You have to give them time to improve. But it is lying as just processes now. You have to give life to those processes. HR says, oh, this person is not performing. The next step is to put the person on PIP. The way you approach the process itself is wrong.
Okay.
Are you doing anything about making it better for that person? It's because people don't have that kind of time and they don't want to invest. But then stop looking at policies as just process. You are also accountable for it. If somebody hasn't performed, it's always two ways. Why the person hasn't performed? There could be something that even the manager lacks.
Oh, no problem.
Maybe your way of working is not working for them. Then you try and balance it out in a way that it works for both parties. Because end of the day, you hire somebody, you invest time on training the person. The person also comes with a lot of hopes of doing something more um, in the organization, in the domain that the person works, and the person fails and leaves. That's a big drawback. You again have to hire somebody, again invest the same kind of time and train the person. Instead, if you actually do something during that time itself, we can fix it. We can't say it is always just the employees thing. It's the leaders who are responsible should take appropriate measures to make sure that the person is able to excel. We have hired him for some reasons, right? Him or her, whatsoever. There is some reason they have performed.
Correct.
They have experience. Why the person failed? Understanding the gap is very important. Now, as HRs also, we end up only, thinking, okay, the manager said this is the issue and we write it there. No, there could be a grievance on the other side as well.
All right. Okay. Now you mentioned responsibility, right? And then what is the What is the difference between responsibility and accountability in leadership?
Responsibility, I think it is just your task that you do.
Okay. Acha, okay. That job has to done, right?
Yeah, I have these 10 tasks. I'm going to ask these people to do these 10 tasks.
That's okay.
For me, that is your basic responsibility. I have deliverables. I get it done through my team.
That is a responsibility.
Yeah. But the other bit about nurturing, empowering, hand-holding,
There is accountability.
that is what it means for me.
Okay. Okay.
See, that manager himself would have hundreds of other things to do. But one out of that 100 is definitely your team member. Sometimes when, the goal setting is done, we just tell, okay, why don't you do, write down your KRAs? Do people actually invest time to check what the person has written? Or you just approve it and then towards year end you say that no, this is not what I expected. The entire 1 year of that person is gone because you have not communicated. You were not accountable for what they have done. It's a huge responsibility on the managers. It's a huge, huge responsibility. And also, as I said, it has to come from top down. If your leader is somebody who actually practices that belief, it will eventually get floated to the entire wing. If your leader itself is not somebody like that, I don't know what message we are giving. Everybody has, that need to have that accountability for their team, for their department, for what they are doing. And sometimes, if people have messed up, you will have to stand up and say that, yes, I take ownership of this. I'll make sure that, we fix this the next time. That's what people look for from leaders. A good leader will never push you in a pit to save themselves.
Got it.
A good leader will travel with you in your entire journey in the organization. Sometimes leaders, what they do is they just push you because they want to save themselves. That's not the trait of a good leader. A good leader, his team member should be his replacement. That's how they should look at. That's what leaders lack nowadays. It's all about, no, I want to be in the forefront. I always want to be this important person. That thought should end. Good leaders always make good leaders. If you have to tell your team what needs to be done, if you have to spoon feed them all the time, then you're not a good leader. It is about empowering your team so that they know exactly what they are doing.
Creating more leaders in the organization.
Yeah. And by saying this, I'm not saying that you should let loose your team. You should know what is happening, but you should let people lead. You should let people use their brain and take decisions when required.
Yeah, understand what you're telling. Like, let's say from last 18 years in your career, you would have come across some situation or kind of a lack in leadership when it comes to accountability that is damaged your organization. You have come across those kind of situations.
I have come across many such situations. People will not wait to see what is going to change in leadership. People will just leave.
Okay.
It is not an employer market, it's an employee market.
Oh.
You want people to work for you. You want people to be confident about your organization.
Okay.
You better do things the right way. They are going to find some other employer. But are you going to get the same kind of person? No.
So true, right?
Yeah. Gone are those times when we were, when people are happy that, oh God, I got a job. No.
No.
You don't give it to me.
I have some other option already.
Yeah.
There's so much of options available in the market.
And people want to grow. You can't hold people for years together and say, sorry, I don't have a career progression for you. People want to grow. They want to earn. They want to grow. They want to be successful. Gen Zs don't even want to work till they are 30.
Correct.
So our customers are such people. Just imagine.
My God.
So they want to do a lot of things in that short time span. That, thinking is different, and I respect that. Sometimes we millennials get irritated. Oh my God, what have they suffered? What have now how much of suffer we had during our early days, and now they want everything to be on their platter.
That's true.
But that's how they think. That's how they look at things. For them, their mental well-being is more important. So when you don't have, policies around flexibility, I don't know. They might go to some other organization which might give that.
Yep.
You should stop looking at calculating, how people have performed, looking at the number of hours they have invested. You should get away with that. See, it might work for some organization. It's totally business call. But these are things that people want nowadays. I think post-COVID, it has all creeped into all of our minds that we want to spend time with our family. We want to go out on vacations.
Correct.
We don't want to think that, I couldn't do this with my kid or with my parents. People want to do that. People are taking more holidays now. And sometimes women are even asked questions like, you don't have, you are not married. So, I don't think you would require vacations. And I've, heard such things. And it's not just men asking those questions, even women ask those questions.
Great. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we cover quite a things like we talk about AI, we talk about feedback, communication, survey, trust, accountability. Thank you so much for sharing the lot of learning from me, especially. And we are almost all in the podcast now. Normally, I ask this question to all my guests, like if you want to give 3 pro tips for upcoming professional, what are your 3 top tips?
First and foremost, keep learning. Okay. If you don't learn, if you don't upskill,
And you're gone.
you're gone.
Irrespective any kind of a department or any profession, right?
Yeah. Even if you have got Padmasri also, if you don't learn,
Gone, yeah.
gone.
Keep learning. That's very important.
Keep learning. That's on the top for me.
Okay.
Anything any industry that you are at, even with, 2 decades of experience, I'm saying this to you. Even before coming to this podcast, I still had to research about few things. I have to do that learning. I had to look at few videos. I had to look at, certain things. So that's preparedness should be there. First is learning. Be ready to unlearn also.
Be ready to?
Unlearn what you have learned.
Okay. That is the second point or all?
That is the second point. So if you think something has worked for you in the past, that will always work for you, don't think.
No, correct.
Flush it out and learn new things.
Correct.
So keep upskilling, unlearn what you have.
The third point?
Maybe because I'm in HR, maybe I will. This is something very close to me.
Please.
For me, it's all about being human.
That's amazing.
Whatever you do, when you deal with people, be a little human. There is somebody on the other side who is a human, who have people with him. If somebody is affected, be a human. If there is a bad message that you want to give the other person, be a human. That's something that I hold very close to my heart.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Great. Amazing.
Yeah. Whatever you have succeeded, if you are arrogant, if you are, uh, if you're not human, you know, I don't I don't see value in that person.
Great. Super. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's been a great conversation with you from last 60 minutes. And thank you so much for coming once again. Thank you so much. It's my been pleasure have I interacting with you, Shibna. Thank you so much.
Same here, Vasraj.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful to be here. And
Thank you so much.
I think it's something that I've done the first time, and
Great.
it's an experience for me. It's a learning for me.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think you have been able to at least take some key points from me.
100%, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
It's like
Thank you
this is
so
a sustainable brand called Rafter, a gift for you.
Thank you so much, Vasraj.
you
Sorry,
so much.
I didn't bring anything for you.
No, no problem. You can send me, not a problem later. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here are my 3 takeaway from this episode. The number one is automate. You need to automate your things, day-to-day work, as we discuss about AI a lot and how it is going to help in your day-to-day activities. If you feel that you are working more on day-to-day activities, same repeated job, you need to make sure that it has to be automated, because that's going to save your energy, time, and lot of productivity. You can focus something else that can give enhance your performance, that's going to help build organization. That's what you need to focus on, how to things make automated. That's very, very important from this one. And second is communication. As she discussed in the podcast, that you, as a founder or the leader of the organization, you need to communicate and be transparent with the employee. Let's say, for example, you need to something achieving a goal. The end goal has to communicate with the down the line people. If you don't have the transparent with the people, then it's very difficult to achieve the end goal. That's why you need to be communicate. Maybe it's good for the organization, or there are some challenges, or something is wrong. You have to be very, very clear in the communication. This is my second takeaway. The third takeaway is survey or feedback. It's very important to understand employee happiness in any organization. As a HR head, she shared a couple of things, what to do, how to do survey. For example, let's say if you're going out for the team meeting, you should send a survey form that compared to last year and what do you expect from this year. That's very important to understand employee happiness. Take the feedback on a regular basis, then you can restructure your events or restructure your working method. That's going to help, and that's going to help organization to focus more on employee happiness. If you like this episode, please do share with your professional friends and show some love by subscribing this podcast, the Leaders Speak podcast. See you in the next episode.